So if you've been improving yourself a lot lately, this might have happened to you. And if it didn't, that's okay. It might happen at some point, you know. Girls, they usually regret their decisions and they don't know what they want, and I'm gonna get into that later, but let me tell you a quick story of when this exactly happened, which was even like last year, towards November, like something like that. I was dating this one girl for about a month or two. Actually, it was like 2 months in the summertime. And you know, we fell apart, whatever happened. And after that, we didn't even stay in contact that much. And I blocked her because I don't know, she kept sending me reels, etc. I said I don't want to talk, and she was like type of girl that said why, you know, she wanted to stay friends, platonic friends, even like after. And I'm like, I'm not like friends with girls, you know, I don't speak with girls like friendly, you know, female friends are kind of like useless to me. And so she kind of got offended by that, but I blocked her. And the thing is this, after I did that, for about another month or two, there was silence. I didn't hear from her. I didn't even think about her that much, if I'm being fully honest. And I saw like a second account that was unknown to me, and she liked all of my pictures, followed me, and watched all my stories for a few weeks. And I was like, this one profile keeps liking one or two of my pictures or every single one of my stories every single day. So they're obviously trying to get my attention, right? Because every day, like, it wasn't like in one day, in day one, she liked all of my pictures. No, she liked 2 or 3, then second day another 2, and another day after that another 2, you know? So it's like batching. So it was like, obviously somebody's trying to get my attention. It was just some profile with an anime picture with 0 followers and following 0 people, right? And it was strange. We're like following just me and nobody else, and that was like kind of strange. But after like, I was watching what this profile did, because I was like, okay, somebody made a new account, whatever. I don't really care, you know. A lot of people follow me. I don't like watch everybody, but this person was persistent. After a week, I started noticing it, and she started following some people, right? So she makes the account like human, not just like a bot. And I didn't know it was her from the beginning, but she was already like by week 2, she was following like 20 people, 30 people, right? And I took a look at who she was following, who this profile was following, with the anime picture, and she followed her own account, and she followed a lot of her friends that I knew, or like I knew she was friends with some of the girls she was following. So I already like deducted from that it was her. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna give her the attention, which I'm gonna speak later on about. I'm not gonna give her the satisfaction. And 3 weeks later, the account texts me, just like, you know, a reply to some of the story of mine, you know, something like that. Because that was, I was still kind of chubby, not really chubby, but it was like, I wasn't as shredded as I am right now back then when I was dating her. And this was like 2 months after not speaking to her, whatever. At this point, about 2.5, maybe 3. And this profile DM'd me, and I already like thought it was her, but I wasn't sure. And well, just replied to a story of mine and said nice abs or whatever. And I didn't reply to her. I left that on read. And there were no more messages after that. And about after 2 days after I left her on read, I saw that she unblocked me, you know, because she was watched one of my stories. I suppose that was accidental, that she accidentally watched one of my stories, and you can't take that back. It's not like a like. So I saw like who was watching my stories, and I saw her profile again. So I was like, she unblocked me after I left her on read. That message from about, you know, reply to my story. And I was like, okay, it all clicks now. It makes sense that it's her. But I never DM'd her. She never DM'd me from her profile directly. So I can say with 99% certainty that it was her, with the second account, with a fake account, whatever. It wasn't just like a fake account. It was just a profile with a private profile with an anime picture with 0 posts, and you know, it was like a new account, whatever. I didn't pay much mind, but I deducted that it was her who she made the second account. Now, why does this happen? I want to discuss that, but before I say that, I want to tell you that this is actually very common. This actually happens a lot. The reality is that this is probably going to happen to you. If you're a man that keeps improving himself, this is very likely to happen to you too. An ex of yours or a friend of yours might, start stalking you again, try to, talk to you again, and all of that. And this happens usually when, well, there are four main reasons why this happens. So first one is curiosity. Some girls just look at their exes just for curiosity. Did they find somebody new, or what are they doing, and all of that? They're just curious. And curiosity might just be one. That's an innocent reason. The second one is just hypergamy for women. It's just that women always want to make sure that they got the best deal and they are with the best man. So if they're looking at her current boyfriend, although she didn't find anyone in that time, when she unblocked me, I saw that she isn't with anyone. And she was the type of girl that puts her boyfriend in her bio and posts him all the time and all that. So I saw she didn't find anyone else interesting. So that leads me to the third reason, which could be regret. Because women, if they look hypergamy and if they look at what are you doing right now, and she saw that within those 3 months, I really shredded down. I cut like 15 pounds and started having like even more visible abs when I was with her. I had maybe a little bit of abs, but not really that much. I was still like on 75, 76 kilos. She saw I was improving, getting podcasts with bigger guests, and all of that. So of course she was following that, and she saw that I got into crypto. So I suppose that spiked her curiosity, which was the first reason. And then another one is maybe obsession. And I'm not saying that this girl was obsessed with me, although in the relationship she was. Maybe after the relationship, I don't know in a relationship she was, but after that, she wasn't really. I don't think so. I hope not, at least. But some people are just obsessed with you. And this might even be dudes, like friends of yours, etc. They are just so curious and just like so maybe envious of what you're doing or insecure or whatever. So they watch everything you're doing. I had this with some friends from high school that are still watching my stories and liking some of my stories to this day, whereas back then they told me I'm doing, like, this podcast is never going to take off, I'm never going to get bigger guests, etc. or whatever, so that what I'm doing is bullshit, I'm wasting my time. Whereas, what the fuck am I supposed to do in high school? Like, go home and then play video games all day? Like, this is a better use of my time, especially when I was making already some money with coaching. And yeah, these are the four main reasons why this happens. But what do you need to do when she makes that second account is don't give her the attention. I'm so glad I didn't reply to her store reply or whatever. I'm glad I didn't do that, actually, because that would have been a fail mistake. Because the thing is, she'll lose interest immediately after you do that. If you, after you break up with a girl and she like tries to get your attention back and you give her the attention for nothing, basically, she'll lose her interest immediately. Why? Because she sees, this is basically just a test from her. Women don't really know what they want. They will think that they want you back, but when they see that, oh, so this guy hasn't leveled up, he's still obsessed with me, or he still wants me back and he would give me a second chance, even after we broke up, and she'll be like, well, I can still get better. Again, the hypergamy. Two people cannot chase at the same time. She will see that you're still willing to give her the attention and the second chance, and she's not gonna want it anymore, right? When somebody offers you something, the flaws magnify, and you're just like, well, what's wrong with it? I don't think I want it anymore. It's like you walk into a store and you know what you want to buy. You want to buy these shoes, and you want to buy these shoes. But if the shopkeeper comes to you and offers you the shoes and tries to sell you real hard and said that you need these shoes, that these are the best for running and you actually need them, now you don't kind of want it anymore. You want something else. Because if he offered you, when you offer something to someone, they don't want it anymore. This is just human psychology. So don't give her the attention, because she'll just see that, oh, so he hasn't improved. He's still obsessed with me. He still wants me, right? Even though I did nothing. So it's like, I wouldn't suggest that you do that. And another thing that you have to realize is that If you stay the same, she won't give a shit. If this hasn't happened to you, maybe you haven't improved enough, or maybe she wasn't just curious, because some girls won't give a shit even if you become a millionaire. This was the exact example with that crypto scammer, Malone, if you know, that guy who stole $230 million worth of Bitcoin. He scammed somebody. He bought his ex Lamborghini Urus in Mansory for her birthday just as a gift. And she said, I have a boyfriend, you know, and she isn't interested. Why wasn't she interested? He's a multi-millionaire, $250 million net worth now, since they broke up. And he was broke when he was dating her. Why doesn't she want the Lambo? Why doesn't she want to entertain him? Right? Why? Because she sees that he hasn't leveled up mentally. He still wants her. Whereas she knows that he can get any other girl. So she just doesn't want him. This is a perfect example. And yeah, if you stay the same, nobody will give a shit, you know. And if you don't up your standards with your improvement of your life, and this applies to friends as well, you know. So many friends from high school, they will see you doing well and they will try to talk to you like you are the best buddies, where in high school they maybe didn't believe in you, whatever. They were hating on what you were doing, making fun of you, whatever, you know. It's like this applies to all the people, you know. So what I will tell you is just this. Level up and find better people. You don't owe anybody a second chance if you don't want to give it to them. Now, if they come humbly to you, if this girl wouldn't have made a second account, if she would just unblock me, you know, apologize, whatever, really ask me to forgive her and take her on a date, or just grab coffee with her and just talk it out, maybe I would have taken a 30 minutes out of my day to go meet her and talk to her, whatever, and it might have led in somewhere. But she had an ego, right? She didn't want me to know that she cares, whereas I know she does. And she thought she was smart by doing this, which was funny. So, yeah, maybe don't give people a second chance if they come still with this arrogance and try to be the prize, where they see that you don't give a shit. So, maybe that's one of it. And to this day, this girl still watches my story, by the way. This is funny. Sometimes I just go through who watches my stories and I see the same people, because Instagram recommends you at the top the most followed people, the one with verified blue ticks, you know, then people you follow, or people you used to follow you, people you maybe DM'd before, etc., whatever, you know. Instagram recommends you those people at the top. So yeah, I do look through that sometimes. I actually a lot, I'm not gonna lie, because it's fun, you know. Even through my notification, I still look at that, like who likes my stuff, etc., you know. So yeah, this is maybe just something to keep in mind. She will make a second account, bro. She will, or she will use her friend's account to look at what you were doing. This is I had with my first ex, who was for about 1.5 years. Her friend never gave a shit about me, and now I saw her, you know, she blocked me actually. And then her friend all of a sudden started watching every single day, every single one of my stories. And I was like, well, that's weird, because her friend never spoke to me. I mean, we spoke, we DM'd each other, etc., but she never like really cared, and it's okay. But now all of a sudden she does. That's weird. So I knew that was my ex. So this stuff happens. Women regret their decisions. Women don't really know what they want a lot of times, and that's fair, you know. Just think it through if it's worth giving somebody a second shot. And if you can't get any better, you know, which a lot of times you could, you would just underestimate yourself. Anyways, this is what I want to tell you today. It's a quick, fun story, and maybe something to think about. So with this in mind, God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.